Shalom, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, salutations to the brothers on the four corners of the earth, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. This is Ira from Great Millstone, Wisconsin, and I wanted to say my piece on the video that Apostle Ram the live stream that he streamed yesterday called "Strangers on Our Side of the Street." Because like the apostle said, there are a lot of spies out here trying to infiltrate the camps, and that have infiltrated. And even different Israelite camps like IUIC and GOCC and those clowns, man, because this truth is a threat to Esau, man, you know, and it's a threat to the U.S. government. They treat us like they treat us like we're our own sovereign country, and we're committing war crimes against the United States, man, you know. And I'm gonna go into a couple of documents, and you're gonna see that the same way that they treat the men of the Lord is the same way they treat foreign countries. And that's just the fact that they perceive us as a threat to the United States, but also they see us as a threat to the New World Order as a whole, man. You know. So like, yeah, my computer was about to die, but yeah, man, they perceive us as a threat to the New World Order, as a whole, and honestly, they should. They should see us as a threat to the New World Order, man. Because the men of the Lord, through the power and glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, through the Apostle Great Millstone, man, we're bringing out the truth, and we're tearing down all the lies of society, man. And they're not liking what we speak. They're not liking what we do. So their only thing is, well, they can't stop it. So they can't block us out. So the next best thing is to infiltrate, and to relay information, so they can try to pin enough on us, or which they won't be able to do, but try to manipulate the truth, you know, in their perception, in their way of the truth, to make us look like the bad guy, man. That's all it's about, making the men of the Lord look like the bad guys. Because to this world we are, you know, we're tearing down everything that this world stands for, But what they're doing to us, and doing to other factions like the Christian groups and the Muslims and the pro-lifers and the militias and everything is called espionage, you know, and it's the art of spying. I'm going to read this from Wikipedia. Espionage, colloquially spying, is the obtaining of information considered secret or confidential, which our information isn't secret or confidential because we put it out there. Whatever, like the apostle said, man, whatever we put out on the streets, or whatever we put out, in our lessons that we put out on YouTube, man, that's everything. So you're not getting anything that that the masses of the people don't know, man. But the point is, without the permission of the holder or the information, espionage can be committed by an individual or a spy ring, such as CIA, DEA, FBI, uh, police department detectives, a cooperating group of spies in the service of government or a company, or a parent, or operating independently. You know, so you got the government spying on us. You got these industrial corporations spying on us, and you have people that's just spying on us just to do it, man. Trying to infiltrate just to see what we're about, man. See what they can get out of it. Doing it for their own gain. You know. The scriptures call those guys, men crept in unawares, man. The practice is inherently clandestine, as it is by definition unwelcome, and in many cases illegal and punishable by law. But we all know, Esau breaks whatever laws he wants, because he creates the laws. Anything against the men of the Lord, isn't going to be punishable by the law. Espionage is a subset of intelligence gathering, which includes espionage as well as information gathering from public sources. Espionage is often part of an institutional effort by a government or commercial concern. However, the term is generally associated with state spying on potential and active enemies, primarily for military purposes. Spying involving corporations is known as industrial espionage. Like I said earlier, one of the most effective ways to gather data and information about the enemy or potential enemy is by infiltrating the enemy's ranks. This is the job of the spy or espionage agent. Spies can bring back all sorts of information concerning the size and strength of enemy forces. You know, And that's exactly what's happening, man. Esau wants to spy on us, which he's doing now, and he's infiltrating the camps, man. You know, and he's using other Israelites to do it, just to see what he can find out, man. Just to see if we're building an army, or But the thing is, what they don't understand is, according to the Lord, in Ezekiel 37, that the bones stood up on their feet, an exceedingly great army, man. You know, going back to Revelations 11, they seen the army and they were afraid. You know, so that's why they're doing whatever they can to bust up the truth, man. They can also find dissidents within the enemy's forces and influence them to defect. In times of crisis, spies can also be used to steal technology and to sabotage the enemy in various ways. You know, so they're also sabotaging us, man. Probably pulling down our videos. Wiretapping our phones. Cutting off our phone conversations. You know, tinkering with our vehicles so we can't get to camp. You know, cleaning out our bank accounts. Anything that they can try to get us to get us to hinder us, to get us to stop the truth, man. Counterintelligence operatives can feed false information to enemy spies, protecting important domestic secrets and preventing attempts at subversion. So they can even, like I said, they can even falsify information, man. You know. Now this is Jude chapter 1 verse 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. So you got men that are that'll spy, but ultimately what they don't understand is that they were already condemned from the beginning, man. They're already meant to be condemned, to be damned, man. And going to this word unawares. Slovakia.
Strong's G 3921. Paraisduno. Paraisduno.
Which means to enter secretly, slip in stealthily, to steal in, you know? So they secretly slip into the camp, man. They don't let you know their true intentions. They sit there, they listen, you know. They act like they're so engaged with the conversation. They might try to impress you and act like they know a couple of scriptures and that they've been watching the videos or they've been studying and this and that. But that's all a ruse, man, to get you to form some type of trust with them, you know, so you can share information with them freely, or you can give them supposedly inside information frequently on the inner workings on how you run the camp, or how you obtain your information and things like that. You know, that's all just a ruse, man. That's it. It says ungodly men turning the grace of our Lord, our power, into lasciviousness, into evil, man, and denying the only Lord power in our Lord Yahweh Shai, you know. So they deny the Lord, man. They don't really believe in the Lord, man. They're just in there. They're just infiltrating just to see what they can get out of you, you know. Whether it be money, information, you know. Whether they doing it for their own gain because they want to be famous, they want to have vainglory, you know. It says, "I will therefore put you in remembrance." Now this is one thing that you have to remember, because those that infiltrate the camps, or those that try to spy on us, you know, we we send out the truth wholeheartedly, without any filter, because the scriptures don't have any filter. So those that infiltrate, that try to infiltrate the camps and try to spy on us, and commit surveillance and try to bug our cameras, our video cameras, and our cell phones and all of that, man. They will learn these scriptures, and these scriptures are gonna cut them to the heart, man, on who they are and what they're trying to do, man. Like for instance, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. So if you really don't believe in the scriptures, man, you just trying to spout the Lord, spout the the men of the Lord's liberty, man. Apparently, you will be destroyed, you know, because there's nothing you can do against the truth, man. All you're doing is proving the scriptures right, you know. You are fulfilling prophecy, like the scriptures say. Like scriptures say, um, it's like the thought escapes me right now, But yeah, man, you're fulfilling prophecy. That's it. You know, this is Psalm chapter 140, verse 5. It says, "The proud have hid a snare for me," which that proud is, that espionage, and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside, and that net by the wayside is them creeping in unawares, man, you know, or sharing whatever information they got with, whoever they feel deemed to take it upon their own hands to take us out of the way, whether it be the government, the police force, or whether it be just a clique of niggas that they know, man. They have set gins for me, Salah, which that's exactly what they did with Paul, you know. With Paul, when he got to Jerusalem, they plotted to kill him, you know. Those 30 men, they plotted. They said they're not going to eat anything until they successfully kill Paul, man. You know, they were laying in wait for the brother. I said unto the Lord, "Thou art my power. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord." O power, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. So the Lord is going to keep us safe, from anything that happens, regardless. You know, it says, "Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves." Salah. So the Lord isn't going to let you complete your espionage mission, so to speak, or your COINTELPRO. You know, He's going to disappoint you. You know, whoever whoever is a spy, or whoever is trying to infiltrate or trying to gain information, just honestly and things like that, the Spirit is going to let us know to find you out, man. That's what's happening now. As for the head of those that can pass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Right. So eventually, the Lord is going to have it to where you basically telling yourself, you know, or you basically, you say something out of turn that's going to alert the brothers like, hey, what the hell did he say that for? You know, or you might, all of a sudden you might just start breaking down scriptures wrong because it's your time you've been activated, so to speak. But the brothers are gonna see right through that. Like, nah, he's doing this too deliberately. You know, no matter how it goes, whatever is in the dark will be brought to the light, man. As for the head of those that can pass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let the burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not again. So this is your fate, man. For all of those that take it upon themselves to work against the Lord, power of heaven, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you will be cast into fire, man, into deep pits, that you rise not again. You know. So your penalty is going to be death by the Most High, man. Like scriptures say, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the Most High. So whatever you do, just know that you will have your consequence coming to you. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. A man that tells lies, man. Like the propaganda machine behind America. Because soon they will be spreading lies about us. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. And that evil is coming real soon, man, by the way of prophecy. Which is the martial law, the race riots, the pestilence, and ultimately the nuclear missiles and the chariots, man. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted. So no matter what you do, we'll always be here, man. Just like in the ancient times, man, when the Romans, they went through and they hunted down the disciples, man, and killed them all. There were still people pushing the word. Just because you get us, don't mean that the Lord can't raise up more, man. And the right of the poor, surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name. The upright shall dwell in thy presence. And we pray to thy name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that we don't get overthrown, man. Those of us that are sincere about the truth, man, we will not be overthrown by Esau and the devil. But just to send a little message, from me to you. This is Psalm chapter 62, verse 3. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. And this isn't, coming from me. This is coming from the scriptures. You shall be slain, all of you. So this is what's coming. Just to let you know. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency, which that's exactly what you're doing, man. Trying to keep us away from the Most High, and trying to keep the kingdom from coming. Ultimately, they delight in lies, you know, and that's the United States government, Esau as a whole, all the way down to these 2/3 Israelites, man, that they got spying on us. You know, they delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, you know. So, a man might come into the camp and, he might say, oh, I love the way that you can break down scriptures and you're so articulate in your speech or, you catch everything. You're so spiritual or, just bragging on brothers, man. Nobody likes that shit. Just blessing everybody every chance they get. Oh, brother, you so good at this. Brother, you so good at that. Oh, brother, I would have never figured that out. And all blah, blah, bloobity, blah, blah, bullshit, man. You know? But they curse inwardly, salah. So they might, like I said, they might have all these good things to say about you 1 minute, but then, inside their heart, either they're jealous, either they're envious, they have malice in their heart, or they just, or whether they're doing it for money. But the thing is, they're always plotting on you. That's the thing. They're always plotting on you. My soul, wait thou only upon the Most High, for my expectations from Him. And our expectations for this world to fall. Period. You know, and that goes into that goes into the COINTELPRO, man, because now you have espionage on a on a uh, on a governmental level, but you have COINTELPRO on the governmental level as well, which is nothing but counterintelligence. You know, but this is the nitty gritty, and I'm gonna go into some of the methods that they use in order to relay information to disrupt things like that, things that they're doing to brothers, you know. And I'm pretty sure you brothers can relate. Like, damn, that actually happens to me, you know. Going back to the brothers in L.A. when they got that text message, from the CIA, you know, basically like a scare tactic, So this is real, man, and I'm gonna show you it's real because Yahweh Shai himself went through it. This is COINTELPRO from Wikipedia. COINTELPRO, a portmanteau derived from counterintelligence program, was a series of covert and at times illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations. FBI records show that COINTELPRO resources targeted groups and individuals that the FBI deemed subversive. I want to look at that word subversive. But groups like the Black Panthers, the Civil Rights Movement. Let's look at this word subversion. Subversion refers to an attempt to transform the established social order and its structures of power, authority, and hierarchy. Subversion, Latin, subvertere, overthrow, refers to a process by which the values and principles of a system in place are contradicted or reversed. So they deem so if they deem the Black Panthers, the Civil Rights Movement, Puerto Rican independence, things like that, the feminist movement, if they deem them subversive, as in they're trying to change the society, you know, then we would be the one in the groups of those subversive organizations, man. That's why they call us a movement. That's why they call us the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. You know, which is a freaking disgrace, but they call us that just to label us, saying, hey, these guys are trying to change society, and we are trying to change society. We will change society according to prophecy, you know. But let me go down to and it was COINTELPRO was by the way was created by FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover in the '60s, you know. Issued directives governing COINTELPRO, ordering FBI agents to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, neutralize, or otherwise eliminate the activities of these movements and especially their leaders. You know, that's exactly what's happening right now. You know, you got guys trying to discredit us, uh, i.e., Omega Ministries and Vocab Malone, that idiot, trying to expose us. You got guys trying to disrupt us, which are the espionage agents. The infiltrators. You know, you got guys trying to misdirect, which is every Christian church in the world. You got guys trying to neutralize as well, man. Meaning eliminate us, man. You got guys that'll infiltrate us just to start a fight or to start a riot, just to get that particular camp thrown off the streets, man. Let's go on into the methods, though. Let's go into what they use as tactics. Now, this is from the Wikipedia again. Methods. According to attorney Brian Glick in his book War at Home, the FBI used four main methods during COINTELPRO. Number one, which is the main method, because it works the best, infiltration. Agents and informers did not merely spy on political activists. Their main purpose was to discredit and disrupt. Their very presence, Slovakia, it says their very presence served to undermine trust and scare off potential supporters. The FBI and police exploited this fear to smear genuine activists as agents, you know, and that's what they're doing now. They're smearing us as oh, they work for the Rosicrucians and they work for all these. They're really the devil and they're really Satanists and all this other junk and crap, man. But what's really happening is that they're just trying to discredit us, trying to tear down our doctrine, trying to find holes and things like that, you know. Number two, matter of fact, let me read Luke chapter 20 because that's exactly what happened to the Lord, man. They try to surveil and they try to dig into the Lord and see what he was really about, man. Matter of fact, let me read number 2 before I read Luke 20. It says psychological warfare. The FBI and police used myriad dirty tricks to undermine progressive movements. They planted false media stories and published bogus leaflets and other publications in the name of targeted groups. What now you would call, since we are in the age of the internet, you would call your spoof sites, or your tabloid sites, your where they publish fake stories, man. They forged correspondence and sent anonymous letters and made anonymous telephone calls. They spread misinformation about meetings and events, set up pseudo movement groups run by government agents, and manipulated or strong armed parents. And I want to go back to this. They spread misinformation about meetings and events, but I want to go into this here. Set up pseudo movement groups run by government agents, which, i.e., you got the other Israelite groups such as ISUBK and IUIC. They're pseudo movement groups, pseudo Israelite groups, man, run by agents. Because if you're a part of a 501c3 charter, you are mandated as a government agent, you know, and manipulated or strong-armed parents, employers, landlords, school officials, and others to cause trouble for activists. They use bad jacketing to create suspicion about targeted activists, sometimes with lethal consequences, So they were even getting people put to death, man, you know? Just like back in the ancient world, back in, 2,000 years ago in the Roman Empire, what they did to Yahushua, you know? It's Luke chapter 20, verse 20. Matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 17 because this is exactly, what we're doing. We're telling the world, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is reality. This is what's going to happen, because of you. These are the consequences of your actions, and they don't like that, Just like when Yahweh he told them the consequences of their actions, and they proposed to, spy on them and do all types of, methodical shit. It says, Luke chapter 20, verse 17, and he beheld them and said, what is this then that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner, which is Yahushua. Whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder, and they'll be destroyed by it, man. Like scriptures say, let this table become a snare, But also that millstone was talking about, the thermonuclear missiles, but that's another story. It says, verse 19, it says, and the chief priests and the scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him. And they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken his parable against them, So everything we say, man, these people, they take it to heart, because their spirit is perplexed, man. Their spirit is Their spirit feels conflicted, man, because in their spirit this is talking about them, you know, and they know that. You know, they're conflicted, and they watched him, you know, just like they're watching us, and they sent forth spies, just like they're sending forth spies now, man, which should feign themselves just men, you know, like the scripture read in Jude 1 and 4, man, for there are certain men corrupt and unawares, you know, turning our grace of the Most High into lasciviousness, you know. So they feigning themselves as just men, I mean, they were acting like they were for the Lord, that they might take hold of his words, you know, so they, you know, can record everything he's saying. That so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor, you know, whether it be to put him to death, throw him in jail, you know, anything to get him from teaching the word, man. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teachest the way of the Most High truly. You know, so they were blessing him, man. They were you know, they were trying to big up his head, so to speak. You know, and isn't that what Psalm 62 tells you? It's like, yeah, they bless they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. That's exactly what they were doing, man. They were blessed with their mouth, but inwardly they wanted to deliver him unto the authority and the governor. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know, Slakia, verse 22, is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or no? Now, they were asking him this question to trip him up in his speech to get something that they can accuse him on. But he perceived their craftiness. And that's exactly what we have to do, man. We have to perceive these agents' craftiness, man. The scriptures say, be circumspect, man. You know, not as fools, but as wise. You know, redeeming the time and, you know, and fulfilling and accounting what the will of the Lord is, man. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Show me a penny whose image and superscription hath it. They answered and said, Caesar's. And he said unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar that which things which be Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things which be of the Most High's. You know? So he basically put them in a trick bag, man. Basically told them, like, man, don't bother me with that. You know? You know, you do the things of the world, but when it comes to the Lord, handle the business, man. You know? And he didn't say anything bad because he knew what they were trying to get at. You know, we have to have that same method of being circumspect. You know, this is Galatians chapter 2, verse 4. And that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privately to spy out our liberty, which we have in Yahweh Shai, that they might bring us into bondage. You know, the same thing that they did to Yahweh Shai in Luke 20, man. They came to spy us out, you know, and to see what they can pin on us so they can bring us to the judge, man, to get us thrown away or put to death. You know, to whom we gave place by subjection, no, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue with you, but of these who seem to be somewhat, you know, meaning they seem to be men of the Lord, whatsoever they were, it maketh no matter to me. You know, basically Paul saying, like, you know, it doesn't really matter if they were spies or not, man. Why? Because we put ourselves out there. The Most High accepteth no man's person, for they who seem to be somewhat in conference added nothing to me, meaning y'all not doing anything to us that we that's new, man. You know, the Lord, they did this to the Lord. They did this to countless others in the scriptures, man. We, according to prophecy, we know that this is going to happen to us. You know, so you're not doing anything new to us. You know, this is expected. You know, well, you know, but I want to leave, you know, with this final scripture. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. You know, it says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." You know, so basically, whatever this devil does, man, to try and disrupt the truth, it's all going to come out as, you know, benefiting the truth. Why? Because more people are going to learn about Israel, and the elect is going to be waking up ultimately, and this world will be destroyed no matter what, man, according to prophecy. So with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Thereby honors the apostle and elders of great millstone who rule well. Citations to the brothers on the four corners of the earth, the sincere brothers on the four corners of the earth, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity, man. Shalom.